What if I told you that Manchester United spent €100 million on a player who became the biggest meme in football? Sounds unbelievable, right? Just 2 years ago, Antony was considered one of the hottest young talents in world football. Today, he's a walking highlight reel, for all the wrong reasons. In this video, we'll uncover the psychological trap that turned Antony from a superstar into a flop, the shocking truth about why his flashy skills never worked in the Premier League, and a tiny detail in his game that might have destroyed his career forever. But first, before we talk about his downfall, we need to understand how Antony went from a Brazilian favela, where he literally had to jump over dead bodies, to signing a €100 million deal with Manchester United. Let me show you why Antony's story is unlike anything you've ever seen before. Antony's journey started in the heart of São Paulo's favelas, a place so dangerous it was literally called Little Hell. Every day, he walked through streets filled with crime, violence, and chaos. But there was one thing that kept him going: football. He played barefoot on rough dirt roads, his feet bleeding, but he didn't care. His dream was bigger than the pain. He wanted to escape. And against all odds he did. At just 14, he earned a spot in São Paulo's youth academy. But here's the shocking part: he wasn't seen as a prodigy. Coaches doubted him, he barely got playing time, and he was nearly kicked out 3 times. So how did he go from being overlooked in Brazil to forcing a €100 million transfer to one of the biggest clubs in the world? The answer lies in a risky move that would change everything. But before we get to that, let's talk about the one manager who saw something in Antony that no one else did. That manager was Ten Hag. While others saw an inconsistent, flashy winger, Ten Hag saw raw potential. At Ajax, Antony transformed. His pace, his dribbling, his confidence on the ball. He wasn't just playing football, he was putting on a show. The stepovers, the tricks, the audacity, it was mesmerizing. In the Eredivisie, it worked. He danced past defenders, scored wonder goals, and even shined in the Champions League. But here's the twist: his numbers weren't actually world-class. He had moments of brilliance, but his decision-making? His consistency? Huge question marks. And yet, Manchester United ignored the warning signs. Ten Hag, now at United, pushed for his signing, believing Antony could take the Premier League by storm. The club paid a jaw-dropping €100 million. And at first, it seemed like Ten Hag was right. Antony scored on his debut against Arsenal, then again against Man City, and then again against Everton. 3 goals in 3 games. It looked like the perfect signing. But that was all an illusion. Because right after that, everything fell apart. And the reason why will shock you. After his electric start, Antony's game began to crumble. Defenders figured him out almost instantly. His signature move, cutting inside to shoot with his left foot, became predictable. Premier League defenders were faster, stronger, and more disciplined than what he faced in the Eredivisie. His flashy stepovers? Useless. His dribbling? Ineffective. And his stubborn refusal to use his right foot made him one-dimensional. The stats tell the full story. His take-on-success rate dropped from 66% at Ajax to a miserable 32% at Manchester United. His shooting accuracy collapsed. His creativity vanished. But here's where it gets even worse. Instead of adapting, Antony doubled down on what wasn't working. The infamous 720-degree spin, the pointless flicks, it became clear that he wasn't playing smart football. He was playing for the cameras. And as his performances declined, so did his confidence. But then, just when things couldn't get any worse, off-the-field scandals sent his career into freefall. Just as Antony's struggles on the pitch reached their peak, his off-the-field life spiraled into chaos. Accusations of domestic violence surfaced, with shocking claims that he threatened and assaulted multiple women. Manchester United placed him on leave, his national team dropped him, and sponsors distanced themselves. While no hard evidence was found, the damage was done, his reputation was shattered. And on the pitch? He was a shadow of the player United thought they were buying. In the 2023-24 season, he registered 0 goals, 0 assists in 21 appearances. A €100 million winger warming the bench. Fans turned on him. Pundits mocked him. The internet made him a meme. So, is this the end of Antony? Or can he somehow rewrite his story? History has shown that players can bounce back from failure, but it takes more than just talent. It takes reinvention. The question is, does Antony have the hunger to do it? Or has he already lost the fight? Only time will tell. Studio Microphone, if you want more deep dives into football's biggest stories, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Rocket.